Was we there? Where are we? Are we there from Tom Tit Tot to T to Tom Totalitarian? T-T-to.
With his broad and hairy face to Ireland.
What comes over? To caps ever. And how do we hook our hike to find that pint of part to place? I'm shot, says the bigard.
One.
Ramishi, Corsi with her garlic ting. If old Herod with the Cornwall's eczema was to go for me like he does Snuffler, whatever about his blue canaries, I'd do 9 months for his beaver beard.
Wince.
Imaginable itinerary through the particular
Quick
universe.
lunch by our left wheel to where? Long Livius Lane, mid Mitsofantimal, diagonizing Lavatory Square, up Tycho Brahe Crescent.
2.
Mater Mary Mercery Cordial of the Dripping Nipples. Milk's a queer arrangement.
Shouldering Berkeley Alley, queer fixing Gainsborough, Carfax, under Guido de Rezzo's gateway, by New Livius Lane till where we wild while we withered. Old Vico Round Point, but far be fair, and natural, simple, Slavish, filial. The marriage of Monten wetting his mull we know, like any enthusiast cookling a Haydn.
3.
Real life behind the floodlights as shown by the best exponents of a royal divorce.
In her roguey gypsy-like chinkaminks, Persian droopy jade, and her petsy blues in decked of violets.
1.
When we play dress grown up at a la Ludo poker, you'll be happinessized to feel how fetching I can look in clingarounds.
When who was whist was well, in 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐿𝐹, and the whir of the winds homing us home. He's home. Hence taking tides we haply return, trumpeted by prawns and ensigned with seacail, to be finding ourselves when old is said in one, and make our mates with maid. Oh my, having conned the cons and meditated the mured and pondered the pencils and ogled the Olymp and delighted in her Dianaphos, and cachinated behind his colossus before a mausoleum.
Swiney Todd.
Length without breadth of him, a chump of the Avons, upshoot of picnic or stupor out of sopor, cave of kids or Hymenian Gladstoneberg, Denery, Donnery, Dom, who, entiringly, as he continues highly fictional, tumulus under his chthonic exterior, but plain Mr. Torty Murty life.
2.
Kellywick, Longfellow's Lodgings, House of Comments 3, Cakewalk, Amusing Avenue, Salt Hill, Coal Mahogany, Isolante, Terra Firma.
In his anticipances as in his recognizances is Dominic Directus, a many-faced, munificent, more mob than man.
Constitution of the constitutionable as constitutional.
Ein Sof,
3.
Group name for grape juice.
this upright one, with that naughty beside him the heroine, to see in his horoscope he is mercurious than salts of sulphur, terror of the nun struck by day, cryptogram of each nightly bridable, but to speak broken heaven talk, is he? Who is he? Whose is he? Why is he? How much is he? Which is he? When is he? Where is he?
4.
Bing! Said her burglar's head. Sotto polce.
How is he? And what the dickens is there about him anyway? The decent man. Easy, calm your haste. Approach to lead our passage.
Proba possible prolegomena to ideal history.
This bridge is upper cross. Thus come to castle. No.
1.
Yusuf smirte and Yimmerman answereth from his billing place below the tight mark. Go to hell.
A password, thanks. Yes, Perse. And I'll be dumped. Oh, really?
2.
Evil, cool in the salg, and is how dozy pits what a drows are.
Swing the banjo, bantams, back the bombs on the
Rooted in
boot.
earthlight. At first cracked of thunder.
3.
A good red croven in a tain world toe.
When sure his flutterby was netted and named.
4.
Apis amat aram, luna legit librum, pulla patit pasqua.
The sight near left me eyes when I seen the
Earth
foot
crusher, Creastus welcome. And let lux pures pluteral luciates.
5.
And after den to shoot the shades.
To house as wise fools ages builded. So big it.
6.
Says blistered Mary Aikenhead to beautified Tommy Talbot. Gnosis of precreate determination.
Staplering to tether to, stepping stone to mount by, as the boots at Pickardstown. And that skimmelk steed still in the ground loft fan,
Agnosis of
as over
post-create
all.
determinism.
Or be these wing sets leaned to the outwalls, beast skin trophies of booth of bows, the balsam bards.
7.
Beg, to go to beg, to go to beg, and to be sure to remind her beg. Good beg, buggy beg.
Burials be belly raised, so let Bacchus in call. In.
Tickets for the tail waggers terrier puppy raffle.
Well, the babbers ply the pin, the babers drank the din, the publicum, the publicam, he's turning tin for tin, from seldomers that most frequent him, that same erst crafty health mouth which under the assumed name of Ignotus Locar of foggy old harangued belly-hooting fish drunks on their favourite stamping ground, from a father Theobalder break.
1.
Huntler and Pumar's animal alphabites, the first in the world from Ab to Zoo.
And Aegitus, the incest-robed as Cyrus heard of him, and Major Aeshaw, after he got the minor smellpicks, and old Whiteman's self, the blighty blotchy, beyond the bays, hope of Ostrogothic and Ottomanic faith converters, despair of pandemia's post-wartum plastic surgeons, but was all so long ago. Hispano-Cathian Euxine, Castilian Emiratic Hebridean, Espanol Cimeric Hellenike, Ralph the Ganger, Ruff the Gangster, not a feature alike and the face the same.
2.
We don't hear the booming cursawaries, we won't fear the fledges of lightning, we float to the Mediterranean and come back to the isle we love in spice. Punt.
Past times are past times. Now let bygones be bygones. Salades it in this working werden, mind born, and it wild need olderwise.
3.
And this once golden be a Semidoro.
Since primal made altar in garden of Adam. The tasks above her as the flasks below, saith the emerald canticle of Hermes, and Al's loth and pleasant stir are retold on excellent ink bottle authority, solar systemized, serial cosmically, in a more and more almightily expanding universe under one, there is rhymeless reason to believe, original sun. Securely judges orb terrestrial.
4.
And he was a gay Lutharius anyway, Cinnabild. You can tell by their extraordinary clothes.
Hod certo ergo. But oh, felicitous culpability, sweet bad sister, you for an architect.
Archaic Zelotypia and the Odium Utilio
Honor commercial's energy, yet aid the linkless proud, the pluribel with everybody in 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐿𝐎, this Ernst of Alsop's ale holiday of roaring month with its 2 lunar eclipses and its 3 saturnine settings. Horn of heathen high-browed, brook of life back fresh, amnios amnium fluminiculum flamulinorum, we seek the blessed one, the harborer come inheritance, even Canaan the hateful, ever a going, ever a coming, between a stare and a soul. Fossilization, all branches.
1.
Stark naked and bone stiff. We vivi salty, I'll be dude.
Wherefore Petra sware unto Alma by the mortal's frost, and Alma sware unto Petra on my veiny life.
The localization of legend
In these places sojournimus, where ebblin water, least of car and fin, leaving amont her shoals and salmon browses, whom inshore breezes woo with fretshits, windeth to her broads. A phantom city, fecked of Philium folk, bowed and sold for a 4 of hundreds of manhood in there, 3 and threescore filters for a price partitional of 26 and 6, by this riverside on our sunny bank.
2.
How bona the vista by Santa Rosa, a field of May, the very vale of spring. Orchards here are launched, sainted laurels ever buried. You have a high view, Ashwald, a glen of merons and of thorns. Glen Alin, Ardevin, party glint of pleasing height. This Norman-courted boundary of the ville, young creepered tower of a church of Ireland, meet for true saints in worshipful assemblage.
3.
Porphyrius Albion, redcoat liar. We were always holy rosmarines on our side every time.
With our king's house of stone, Belgroved of Mulberry, the still that was mill and cloister that was yeoman's land, the ghast cold tomb shape of the quick forgotten, the loft-lived elm Leffinonian above mentioned each, every, all is for the retrospectioner. Skull, ego skull aching.
1.
Now I must wash the little face.
Sweet some auburn cometh up as a self-raising flower, that fragrance of the frazy beds, the phoenix, his pyre, is still flaming away with trumpetted spirit. Therein his nest is nigh the lake, as the terraces of the Sabines are televisable. Here are the cottage and the bungalow for the cobbler and the Brandenburger.
2.
𝐓𝐇𝐄 vernacular expression still used in the Summerhill district for a jerry-hatted man of 40 who puts 2 fingers into his boiling soup plate and licks them in turn to find out if there's enough mushroom catsup in the mutton broth.
But Isolde, her chaplet gardens, and little plaids of lifest prose, arrayed the winnerful wanders off. The winnerful wanders off.
3.
With hedges of ivy and hollywood and bower of mistletoe, our though if it theme though, and yet if you please.
4.
For the blithe-haired daughter of Angois, all out of the 2 barony old perishers, titony hands and flossy hair, a kiloliter in metromeriums, Prosepia, the parent bowl, 1 tabard, wine tap, and warm tavern.
5.
Tomley, the grown man. A butcher's zished him the blows and brushes. I'm sorry to see pea shooter.
And by ribbon development, from contact bridge to lease laps, only 2,280,960 radiolumen lines to the worst wards of a Fintown's generous port's office. distorted mirage, a loveliest of the plain, wherein the buxomness of the bedelias
1. I believe in Dublin and the Sultan of Turkey.
makes Hobby Hodge happy in his hole.
2. I have heard this word used by Martin Halpin, an old gardener from the glens of Antrim who used to do odd jobs for my godfather, the Reverend B.B. Brophy of Swords.
The store and charter, Treetown Castle under Lynn. Liverpool? Oh, the break on it! But its piers eerie, its span spooky, its toll but a till, its parapets all peripateting. The oblongs by his by, which we all pass, tons, in our snow, snore, while we hick our words the thicker, shine, shore, which assures us from the murk of the mutilated in the barrow below there, bed of our butlered table round, past Morningtop's necessity and Harrington's invention, to the clarions of the child light in the studiorum upstairs. Here we'll dwell on homiest powers, love at the latch with novices nig and nag, the chorus, the principles, for the refossilization of their inclination to the manifestation of irritation, dull their buys and dull.
3. Ravens may rive, so can dove delish.
After sound, light and heat, memory, will and understanding.
Pre-austeric man and his pursuit of pan-hysteric woman.
Here the memories framed from walls are minding, till wranglers for ringroddy ready are at gaze respecting 14th Baronet meet Altrateth Bankrot chaff, and ere commerce commencement Catalonic when Aetius check chuck will Attil's gambit. Oh, that buxon bronze up, give it a burl. Lead us seek, O June of Eves the geniest, thou who fleest flixum the fond fervid frondier to thickly thyself attach with thine 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐌𝐎𝐒𝐓.
4. A question of Poe.
Undror of our unconscionable, flicker flapper for our unterdrugged.
1. For Rose Point to see Inish accent.
Lead us seek, lot us see, light us find, let us miss not meditate. Mimosa multimimetica, the May meaning of memo mining. Elpis, thou fountain of the Greases, all shall spare thy word.
2. Mannequin's pose.
From Congan in his cunting host to Nivers hind the knoll, Ausonius Audacia and Gale Gilly Gall.
3. Their holy presumption and hers sinfly despair.
Sing-a-ling-a-ling, Star-yella as she is young. Whence follow yap with in-speaking knots for yestures, plutonically pursuant on briefest glimpse from glad rags. Pretty Prosperanet whose slit satchel spilleth peas.
Urges and wider urges in a primitive
Beacon bright, Osheret on meshas, that granary of Erong it waves us to yonder as the red, blue, and yellow flogs time on the domicile.
4. Anima, anima, baba.
With a bluey blow and a windigo, where flash becomes word and silence self-loud. To brace congeners, trebly bounden and asservaged twainly, Adaman.
5. Only for his fathering-law I could skewer that old one and slosh her out many's the time, but I thinks more of my potters and cats.
Associan Noshin and some type Ziegli Og's web. 6.
All a bunk for terror rat. Look, Slipper, soppy hat, we've a dose in the manger.
So mag this Sibylet be our shibboleth, that we may syllable her well. Vetus may be occluded behind the moor in Veto, but Nova will be nearing as the radiant among the Nereids. A one of charmers, aye, una unica charmers, who, under the branches of the elms, in shoes as yet unshent by stoniness, will wind away of honey myrrh and rambler roses mist murk, while still the maybe mantles may bloom or ever her if have faded from the floor.
1. One must sell it to someone. the sacred name of love.
Their arms enlocked, ring-a-ring the chimes of sex appealing as conchitas with synthestry.
2.
Wrong. All thinking all of it. The it with an inch in it. The all, every inch of it. The pleasure each will preen her for. The business each was bred to breed by.
3.
The law of the young girl. Early notions of acquired rights and the influence
Soon
of collective
Jimmy
tradition
Johns will
upon
cudgel
that
about
individual.
some arithmetic or other over Brown and Nolan's divisional tables, whereas she, of minions,
Will you
novens,
carry my
Charlie
hand
being
and fight
Cupid,
the fairies?
for mugs wamping, grocers grubbiness, and avarice and grossoppers grand gaff, with her toot petty pot of Jim and Vicule will sit and knit on sulfa sofa.
4.
Let me blush to think of all those halfway hoist pullovers.
Stew of the evening, Buxyville stew, and a bodkin a boss in the thimble theatre, but all is her inborn, intinned. From Grandma's grammar she has it that if there is a third person, masculine, feminine, or neuter, being spoken about, it moves proceeds from a person speaking to her second, which is the direct object that has been spoken to, with, and at. Take the dative with his oblative.
5.
I'd like his pink's cheek.
For, even if obsolete, it is always of interest. So spake Grandma on the impetus of her imperative. Only mind your gender is towards his reflexive, such that I was to your grandpa. Puts thousand horror man oof. When him was me head on.
6.
Fretch devil in red herring. So that's why you ran away to see Mrs. Lappy. Leap me, Lachlan, for you have sensed.
And mine, what the Lord is saying, his intellectual pygmy hop.
7.
A washable, lovable, floatable doll.
There is comfortism in the knowledge that often hate on first hearing comes of love by second sight. Have your little syntax in the dunk of subjunctions, dual and prude with prurial, but even the auriest chap around, whatever ploddered perfect anint pretty dots, and hec genua omnia, may perhaps chance to be about to be in the case to be becoming a pale Peterite in spite of all your tints accusatives, whilstly you're wall-floored.
1.
With her poodle fainting to be let off and feeling dead in herself. Is love worse living?
Like your geraniums for the better half of a yearn or sob. It's a wild's kitten, my dear, who can tell a wilking from a warthog, for you may be as practical as is predicable, but you must have the proper sort of accident to meet that kind of a being with a difference.
2.
If she can't follow suit, Renee goes to the pack.
Flame at his fumbles, but freeze on his fist.
3.
Improper frictions as maledictions, and mensuration makes me mad.
Every letter is a godsend, ardent Ares, brusque Boreas, and glib Ganymede, like zealous Zeus, the all-magnificent of all. To me or not to me, satis thy question. Where Bungsap, je suis vos were a gentleman, thou art, I am a queen. Is a game over? The game goes on. Cook, cook, search me. The beggar the maid, the bigger the mother, and the greater the patriarch, the griefer the pinch. And that's what your doctor knows. Oh, love, it is the common honest thing, how it pashes the Plutos and the Pope.
4.
Long and short's primer of black and white witchcraft.
Pop! And egg she active or spoon she passive, all them fine clauses in Lindleys and Murrays never brought the participle of a present to a desponent heart at Trixie. Vindicatively I say it from her post-conditional future.
1.
The gaggle's all out.
Lump sum is who lump sum pays. Quantity counts though accents falter. yoking apart in oblique orations pursed to one side. A brat, Alana, can choose from so many, be he a solicitor's appendix, a pipe clerk, or free functionist fly swatter, that perfect little cad, from the languors and weakness of limber-limbed lassiehood till the head, back, and heartaches of waxed-up womanage, and heaps on heaps of other things too. Note the respectable Irish distressed ladies and the merry mustard froth-blowers of Humphrey's town associations. Attack first, quicks after. Beware how in that his subtail of slangder.
He's just bugging nuts on white mate. He hasn't the teeth nor the grits to chew, and that's what's wrong with langwang worm, old warbling goes belly.
Lies lays unto tis Aurelis, to vert in bowed set proper penchant, but learn from that ancient tongue to be middle old modern to the minute. A spitter that can be depended on, though Wanderlawns lost us forever. Alice, alas, she broke the glass, little loker through the leafery, ours is a mystery of pain.
Dear, and I trust in all frivolity I may be pardoned for trespassing, but I think I may add hell.
You may spin on Youthlet's bike and multiplies your Mike and Nike with your kick shoes on the algebrars, but volve the Virgil page into view. The O of woman is long when burly those two muters sequenter so from Nibob.
For he is my all mankind of every deception.
See you never stray, who'll nim you nice and nim the day.
Concomitants of courage, counsel, and constancy.
One hath just been a reading, hath not one, in their memoirs of hirelings, puny wars, and so, und all gaga of the O'Brien, the O'Connor, the MacLaughlin, and the McNamara, which summed their appendage data of Sire Julius Caesar, that gamely Torskmaster.
All his teeth back to the front, then the moon, and then the moon with a hole behind it.
With his duo of druidesses and ready money rompers.
Skip one flop for Jenny's in the cabbage store.
And the triumvirate of Octavius, Lepidus, and Malthouse Anthony. You may fail to see the lie of that layout, Svetonia.
None of your compulsory English here.
But the reflections which recur to me are that as long as beauty life is body love.
Understudy my understandings, sostituta, and make thine compliment, gymnofleshed.
And so bright as Mutua of your mirror holds her candle to your caudle, lone left hand likeless, sombering autumn of your spring, reck you not one spirit of any seed, whether Triggemeliman cuddle his cuddle or nope. She'll confess it by her figure, and she'll deny it to your face. If you're not ruined by that one, she won't do you any whim. And then, what afters it? Cruff gun may blow, gam gonna flow, the gossens eye, the Jenny's eye. From the butts of Heber and Herman, Nolens, Volens, brood our pansies, brunin, broom. There's a split in the infinitive from to have been, to will be. As they warred in their beginnings is, now we never shall know. Eat early earth apples, cooks, cobra chatters. Hail, have we here? This is the glider that gladdened the girl.
Though I have one just like that to home, dead leaf brown with quicksilver appliques, would wholly most applicate a nice shiny sleeky silk out of that slippering snake charmos.
That list to the wind, that lifted the leaves, that folded the fruit, that hung on the tree, that grew in the garden, go gave. Wide hiss we're wisening. What's from we're globing? Why hidest thou hinder thy husband his name? Ladda, a flutter afraid, so does your girdle grow. Willed without witting, world without aimed. Papa pesos, mamma mene, war it's what and who it's why.
What's that, ma'am? Says I.
But it's tails for toughs and titties for totties and cum buckets, combats till delete.
As you say yourself.
Panoptical purview of political progress and
Dark
future
ages
presentation of
clasp the daisy roots. Stop, if you are Sally of the Alleys, hot off minnows and naval actiums, picked engagements and bags of rowers. Please stop if you're busy, minding missy, please do. But should you prefer AD, stay please. And if you miss with a venture, it serves you girly well glad. But holy Janus, I was forgetting the Blitzenkopfs. Here, hangigest and horsos, take your heads.
3.
That's the leather muse, but it washes off.
Out of that tail tub, and leave your hinny head behind you. It's haunted. The chamber of airings. One tag, tres stirrup. It is distinctly understoutered that, since you three handshays put your 2-foot large time pates in that dead wash of Loch Murph, and until such time pass one and the same messer, the grinning statesmen Brock and Leon have shunted the grumbling counted toots, Sterling and Sir Arthur Guinness. For Miss Homely Brew, be battled by bottle, 𝐓𝐇𝐄
4.
Where he fought the she-sock of his stim stammer, and we caught the pipettes of our love lives.
Bull aching bear and then bearkin bull again. Crin, 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 crin. Staffs versus herds and bucks versus barks. By old Grumbledom's walls, bumps, billows, and battles.
1.
Shake eternity and lick creation.
Up, primers, down, up, ya. Rents and rates and tithes and taxes, wages, saves and spins. Heil heptarcid span of piss.
2.
I'm blessed if I can see.
Live League of Legs, necks and the moors. Was ist das and for you? Empowerment of the bubble, by the bubble, for the bubble. So wrap up your worries in your wool, and shake down the shuffle for the throw. For there's one mere up.
3.
For downfall Ned, as Hannah Levy, shrewd shoplifter, and never in Norris could do with your spoils.
4.
Sweet, medium, and dry like altar wine.
To add gay touches for Hugh and Guy and Goy and Jew. To dimpled and pimpled and simpled and wimpled, a pig and a pork and a pig and a pew.
5.
Who'll buy me penny babies?
She wins them by ones. A hal hecto indicate for man game mumbo jumbo biz muts and gifs muchas breshlonets gracias barshlonas.
6.
Well, Maggie, I got your cast-off devils all right, and fits lovely, and am vaguely graceful. Maggie, thanks.
Oh, what a lovely free speech 'twas, tip.
7.
My 6 is no secret, sir, she said.
To girl how a lively hinter grunting, like lilt of larks to bird and crocodile.
8.
Yes, there, Tad, thanks. Give from Tather. Look at that now.
Or skittering lawpick at that wheeze of old windbag, bluster boss blow harding about all he didn't do. Hail your trop! With this the winker for the Muckwits of Wellesley, and neath is the nod for the Emperor Napoleon, and hither is purple and purple tours. Yours, with its tree cuspidal halber crown cover trav emblem on, for the man that broke the ranks and Mount St. John, the all riddle of it, that is already with us ahead of schedule, which already is plan accomplished from ensign. Daft Daffy of the 5 positions, the death ray stop him, is still as reproaches Paulus on the Matterhorn and entre chats and hobnobs.
1.
Go up quick, stay so long, come down slow.
Daring Dunderhead to shiver his timbers, and Hannibal McHamilton the head right.
2.
If I knows me gnees nogs, the both of him is natives of Genuas.
More liver power elba him. Minister building up, as where preaches Timothy in St. Barnabrax.
3.
A glass of peel and pip for Mr. Potter of Texas, please.
Number 32 West 11th Street looks unto that. May all in the true coming of the simple eternal spiel spray with it. Dieter dollar fresh, which moreover liveth earlier than every growth, and 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐌𝐎� with frayed nerves wandering till they feel sore like any woman that has been born at all events to the purdah, and for the how manyth and how movingeth time it what the demons in that jackhouse that Jerry built for Massa and Missus, and he shot the put of the sparks on firmament of the steric field Goshongington, where blows a nemon at each blink of wind still.
For all the world loves a big gleaming jelly.
They were sliding along and sleeting aloft and scouting around and shooting about, all which while are whereabouts for good 20 years. Dagobert is in Clane's clean hometown, prepping up his preparatory and learning how to put a broad face bronzily out through a broken breached material from Brian O'Lanning. Aaron's here go ahead, call it here.
1.
A penguiny before your watcher keepy.
From xenogenetic dichotomy through diagnostic consilience to dynastic continuity.
And as these things being so, or ere those things having done, way back home in Pacata, Bernia.
My globe goes gaddy at geography, giggle pending which time I was looking for my shoe all through Arabia.
Untillably holy camel air, one world burrowing on another. If you've got me neighbour in any large lamb skeek, and got the strong of it, stunned fest, or topical segon hero, or any author MacAuthor signed is on the bellygood's Bastille back, book it up with fullness and silvering to her jubilee.
3.
It must be some bugbear in the gender, especially when old, which they all soon get to look.
Birch leaves her jointure, or levy and waving, visage full of flesh and fat as a hen's hip forehead. Ariana and Blyheart, topsy-turvy, that royal pair in their palace of quick and bought, height that got and compasses. Phone number 1769 if you want to know.
4.
After me looking up the plan in Humphrey's Justice of the Peace, it said to see preceding chaps.
His sea arm strong surround her, her valuable eye has she pracked, have discussed their things of the past, crime and fable with shame, harm and profit.
5.
Oh, boy Johns and Harry oddities, only no one told the missus of her masses, behaving she would laugh that flat that after that she had sanked down on her fat arcs, they would shake all to sheiks.
While the lights to land hunted to kill ham, scribbled the hobbles, in whose veins runs a mixture of our heat bent and hard upon. Spell me the chimes, they are tales all told.
6.
Traduced into Jinglish Janglish for the nuisances of Dolphin's barn.
Today is well thine, but where's my tomorrow be? But bless his cowly head and press his cranky hat. What a world's woe is each as other's weariness, waiting to bedroll his own proper mistakes. The backslapping glad-hander.
1.
He gives me palpitations with his castle cowards, never in these trousers and ever in those trousers, and then babe teasing us out of our hoiden name.
Free of his florid future, and the other sinking likeness, dirging a past of bloody altars gale, with a blast to him dove without gall. And she of the Gildor's nest.
2.
My gold-fashioned bother near drave me roving mad, and I dying to keep my line-free face like ready-made meringues for Jollycum's smashing Holmes.
Who tears up letterings she never opposed a pin upon.
3.
What I would like is a jade luastone to go with the moon's increscent.
Yet song of love and the monster man. What's hiccuper to him or her to Hagaba? Kintly.
4.
Pearly vows the asken hose? I do, Ida, and how to call the cattle black. Mut petsy me potsy.
The mongrel under the Dungamount. Significance of the infraliminal intelligence. Offerandis.
Those vespers are an ending. Vesper till you be there. Good shepherd quits his gapard clock to set with Beckus. Zumbok! Clever! yet wind will be 𝐓𝐇𝐄
5.
I was so snug off in my apostler's cradle, but at long leash I'll stretch more capricious in his dapple-pied bed.
And the hour of Frumini and Bergo Bailey Nippon have parasol opals Eldorado the dainty dish the licking out. Gippy Godoyle for 𝐓𝐄 long 'tis till gets right that old cocks waken and birds Diana
6.
Pipette, I can almost feed their sweetness at my lisp lips.
with Dunsong Hale. Oat dorks flower duskness. That's that. There peepies trailing at Brennan's on the moor. At Tom Finnegans' wake, yet his still's going strong. And still hears nocturnes and can tell things are coming on by that fluffy feeling. Lord, his loomy wheelhouse to Budbuck's.
Alice in Hunterland.
Lumber up with hoodie horseman caravan will keep his peace who follow his law. Sunday King.
1.
I wonder if I put the old buzzard one night to suckle in Milk-Mom's honey like they used to embalm some of the special popes with a book in his hand and his mouth open.
His 7-coloured soot. O'Connell.
2.
And a ripping rude rape in his Lucretius toggery.
And his impudence one heap lump
Why
block
so much
mogul,
misgivings
and
and
rivers
women
burst
and
out like weeming race round joy drinks for the Fionn rally,
3.
Will ye not would whet your weapons, warriors bard?
where every feaster's a foster's other Fiannan's all.
4.
Raw, Williams, Bowie, Green, Gorham, McKindercoth and Weiler, the lays of ancient homes.
The willing breast, he willing giant, the mountain mourning his doggedy-do. Too obedient of civicity in Urbanius et felicity, what'll yet meek make.
5.
The Stanid glass effect. You could sugarly swear buttermilk would not melt down his dripping ducks.
Our deputy member, when his head on Poland Petersburgers and Miss Mishimushi is tip-topped by Toft. Goblish, for as Anna was at the beginning, lives yet, and will return after great deep sleep, rising in a white night high, with a cause of Drumheim as shower as there's a wetting clouded in Westwick-Law, or a little black rose a truant in a thorn tree. With dreams or dreams, till Bappy returns, and sin a nose. We will not say it shall not be, this passing of order and order's coming, but in the harbourest country and in the country around Blath, as in that city self of Legends, they look for its being ever yet. So shatter the pipers done.
6.
Picket thigh and thanathos with sant their dam.
Ericabye!
7.
Oh, could we do with this world of ours like that red-banked profanian with his backset of yosters?
And it's time that all paid tribute to this massive mortality, the peak of punk perfection as photography and mud. Some may seek to dodge the gobbet for its quantity of quality, but who wants to cheat the choker's got to learn to chew the cud. All which all scrubs on scroll, circuminium and illuminated have, in Kionium's hair and improperies there.
1.
Gosumfair, Gazumfair, Grisatari Grimfellum, good bloke him.
With a pansy for the pussy in the corner.
2.
And if they was setting on your stool as hard as my was, she could bet her both $dollars he'd have a curious impression on the diminutive that chafes our ends.
Incipit intermissio.
Be wise of Fanciulla's heart, the heart of Fanciulla. Even the recollection of willow fronds is a spellbinder that lets to hear.
3.
When I am in Estella and am taken for Essa, I'll do that droop on the Pullman's piano.
The rushes by the grey nun's pond. Oh, let me say too. Coleman's bell behoves your handmaid of the Lord. Jenny Wren, pick-pack. Johnny Post, pack-puck.
4.
Heavenly twinges. If it's one of his, I'll fairly faint as swoon as he interims.
All the world's in want and is writing a letters.
5.
To be slipped on, to be slept by, to be conned to be kept up, and when you're done, push the chain.
A letters from a person to a place about a thing. And all the world's on wish to be carrying a letters to a king about a treasure from a cat.
6.
With her modesty's office.
When men want to write a letters, 10 men, 10 men, pin men, pun men want to rise a ladder. And den men, dun men, fen men, fun men, hin men, hun men want to raise a ladder. Is then any letters there from many peoples, Daganas Hanovich? Empire your outermost.
Strutting as proud as a great Turken wagon that cuckold on his Edoms and Clay's hat.
A posse card, please.
Major and minor modes coalescing.
We have wandered our way on 4-3 sprints till that force in the gale is found of hard in the face in the 3 bark fanes affair. This is rainstones ringing, strangely cold for this ceasing of the yore. But the green is ever. Put prince pun patrilinear plop, if the oscillation of the uncring gives omen nome. Since all's war that ends war, let sparks be leisure and bring it by fire. Oh, Athclit, bless your belly bath feet. Time to quest for rest the hour that hides its Harley. A halt for hair's sake.
One.
Come, smooth of my slate, to the beat of my blush. With all these gilded oars jilting about, and the thrills and airs of lilac blossoms, 3 so much more plants than chance for Sicily's, that I was thinking fairly killing times of putting an end to myself and my melody. When I remembered all your pupil teachers' erringnesses in perfection class. You shouldn't write, you can't if you wouldn't pass for undevelopmented. This is the proper way to say that, sir. If it's me choose to swallow all you said, and you can eat my words for it as sure as there's a key in my kiss. Quick, errant, facie. When we will conjugate together to loser, to master, to miss, while maro fans amare our verbeti vi and verbeti vai. With love have I on my back, spine, and does forever. Your army severe? Then my intended junior, who I'm thrown away on, here he inst my life stack, unawfully like on. When I slip through my pettingo, I'll get my decree and take sidings when I'm not ploughed first by some Roland or the lasso, and flaunt on the flimsy filmsies for the Greek my colours junior is. Though they flush fuchsia, are they octet and virginity in my shade, but always my figurance. They may be yea of my year, but they're nary nay of my day. Wait till spring has sprung in spickness and pricks begging to pray. There'll be plenty prime of hospets to pimp and pamper my impending marriage. Nature tells everybody about, but I learned all the ruins of the gamest game ever from my old nurse Asa. A most adventuring chart is her, and she ficking well knowed them all heartswise and forwards. How Olive the oily and winnie garbage opers their eyes to the dressing of a sand bun, and how a peeper costs in a salt sailor made a musted port at Wearman. It must have been Mad Mullins planted them. Bena de Bese and Trestrin von Terrafin. Sego sound, right go round, Kirkako cook kettle, and remember all should I forget to bolt the Thor. Otten, wasn't it just divining that dog of a dag in Skullcombe as I sat astride up him there Druid's altar, as cool it as cool cumber, slapping my straight to the sloping ruins, postilion, a swinge with you, offering me clouds of incense, and them horners fag-struck on the lace water. Don't be afraid, you blanching minch. This Isabella, I'm knows the rules of the road, and she don't fear Andy. So sing loud, sweet chariot, like angry on in heaven. The good father with the twinkling in his eye will always have cakes in his pocket to betroth us with for our Almighty good. Mum, and mum again. For troth is stronger than fortuitous fiction, and it's the surplus money. Oh, my young friend, and me sweet creature, what buys the bed while wits borrows the clothes?
a scene at sight, or dreamonere, which they shall memorize, by her free written hopefully for ear, that any classes if scarce for eye that sums. Is it in the now wood wordings of our sweet plantation, where the branchings then will sing tomorrow's gone, and yester's outcome as Saturday's afternoon, Lex sleep smiles on the 12 months minding, such is, dear, name of desired subject, A.N. Well, and I go on to Schlickshire. I and we tender condolences for happy funeral, one if so sorry to mention person suppressed for the moment, F.M. Well, inquiries after all healths. How are you? Questioned Maggie, a lovely introduced to domestic circles person of Kate's, Shropshire. Those potucks mostly she hawks from Papa Vera Foster, but these curly mechios are of Mippa's moulding, Shropshire Arthur. Waved gently in the ear, turning Ptover. Well, maybe, consolation of shops, too soon with best from cinder Christinet if Prince Charming, can be when desires shoulder for our samples, back-fronted, or if I'll petrolio or get my price, using her flower or perfume, or if very, very, very charming, in other words, who she supposed Adele kisses my exits, Schlickshire Arthur, from Auburn Chandler man, pious and pure fair one, all has concomited to this, that she shall tread them life trees leaves, whose silence hitherto has shown a sphere of silver festal burnstone, that font bundoshin shall play liquic music, and after others sigh of musk. Blush, blush, blush. One dear that was, sleep in the water, drug at the fire, shake the dust off, and dream you're one who would give her side curls to. Till later lammas is led in by both our wash-wives, a word of wonder tenebrous as that evil thorn-garth, a field of fairy blithe as is flying wild.
The part played by Bellatristics in the Bellum Poc Bellum.
Osori cum autre le pline et de coulimella jacinthe, chouple dans les goules, la parvanche in Iliri, la macrette sur les rines de Numance.
The nestle fuss of our natal folk fathers, so much now for Valsingirirex and his grand arcs de triomphe.
Et pour un quator de la ville, on change de maître de nom, que plusieurs sont entrés dans l'union, que les civilisations se sont sucrées et boursées, la possible génération ont traversé les âges et sont arrivés jusqu'à un nom fraîche et triant comme un jeu de bataille.
Translate that Goswind into Tarfish Tig, that's a good book. And you, Thaddy, polish it off, there's Ned's wipe, onto your blottom paper.
Margaret Manse, hyacinthus perventiveness, flowers, a cloud. But Bruto and Cashar were only of drift tongues.
You daredevil Donnelly, I love your piercing lots of lies and your flashy foreign mail, so here's my cowrie card. I Delgo, with all my exes, wise and sad.
The whispered willfulness, testimonial, and shadows multiplicating. Il falseletto nel falseletto, col faseletto del fuseletto.
All this Mitchell's is a nigger for spending, and I will go to the length of seeing that one day Big Mig will be Nicholas himself.
Tosh quashions they tackle their quarrel. Sycamores so waffle sally, ancient hierarchy, and each way both wise glory signs. What if she loves Tiger less, though she lave Ramon? That's how our oxygen has gotten a hold of half their world. Moving about in the fray of the air and mixing with the rook and Tenella Etherar. And
Interrogation.
nay, rather!
Antithesis of ambidule antithesis.
Sobs for his jaw, with tears for his tire, with horror for his squalor, but with pip for his perdition.
While I'll wind the wildwood's blueberries among my window's weeds.
Lo, the bar plieth as the laird hears him.
Auspicium.
Bone on the begentles.
Auguria.
At maturing daily glory aims.
Dotty dotty simpers.
divinity.
A flink dab for a frick dive and a stern poise for a swift pounce was frankly at the manual arrest, sure enough, which was the because he knowed from his cradle no bird better why his fingers were giving him what for to faith with. First by observation there came bucko and nigh him wigwams and nigh him titlets and nigh him chickadick chimple and nigh him pickpocket with pickpocket pum, pickpocket point, pickpocket prog, pickpocket promise, end up with him. Holy John le Eden.
3.
Where is me little dick done?
And anyhows always after them the Dempler, he weighed the thunder fell he of his null for love drud cardinals, his element cardinal Newman and his eminent cardinal marrying and his opulent cardinal West Washington his eminent cardinal K.O.K. Always would he be reciting of them quarters up by rota into his phantoms catechism from first to last, quick march to December so as to pin the tenors thumbs down, and anon and all days Strusser there would he while creating luminous ways, cases counting in the scale of pin puff pive piff, piff puff pive puh, put puff pive pre puff pive four puff pive pip pive puh pive
4.
That's his whisper words I like from pickets with that lancy-tancy step. Stop.
Niall do 40 on Eloch 30 inch or one, like the pitch of her cap pack unto 10 tull spellicans.
1.
12 bottles, man, 28 bows of curls, 40 bonnets, woman, and ever youthfully yours makes, I'll even add the 100.
To some Boris pu notus pu juris pu zyphra, astus trix quarts quims, multiply of cars and carry to their whole number, while on the other hand traduced by their comedy nominator to the law first terms for their eloquent parts, sexes, suppers, oglers, nuffles and dice.
2.
Gamester damester in the road to ruin, he grows more like his deed every day.
He could find theoretically by practice the values of the intermine articles with no reminder for inequality of relations, and with the helpings from his tables improduce fulment to tromblers, links unto chains, weight and nuffolk till todge of Yorick, Urshis ad-libs and several tangents, several hundred civil to civil imperious gallant into girls, Irish, bringing a living stone a laughing down to grave cloth nails and a league of archers, fools and large under the rude rule of form. What signifieth all that?
3.
Slash the pill, lifts the pellet. Run, Phoenix, run!
But be all the prowess of tin, 'tis as strange to relate he none peril to read right in reckon. Cutterlmere's dull marks for his Euclids and algebra. They wouldn't took bearings nohow anywheres. Oh, them dud hunters and all in eight hops and bars for economies, yees and zees for incognites, bet him up terribly. Worse nor harm and dorare, give you the fantads, seemed to him. They ought to told you every last word first, stead of trying every which way to kinder smear it out poison lung. Show that the median intersecting at right angles the pair of legs of a given obtuse one bish cuts both the arcs that are in curvicard behind. Brickbats. The family Ambrosia, a telegraph Paul
1.
Didney, dadany, dudany. Oh, I'd know that put on your poll.
to the height of country fairmanach as a certain inclination.
2.
That is totting him in his boots.
And the graph plot for the functions in Lower County Monotone, where that same thing is raisable by nightum, may be involted into the rock couplet. Paul's Pell in his heaven's like naughty times infinity. Find, if you are not literally coefficient, how many combinations and permutations can be played on the international sard. His cupid wrote being extracted, taking an illiterate if at home. Answers for tasers only.
3.
Come all ye happy quoters and support the Ridgeview Press.
10, 20, 30, X and 3 icky touchy ones. From solation to solution. Imagine the 12 different dumbbells of the whole above beogled to the continuation through regeneration of the urethration of the word in precross. It follows that, if the two antecedents be bicycleted and the 3 consequences trundle tracks, then I shall lilliput be hidden on the footplate. Big Wakeler.
4.
Braham Baraki married his cook to Massick McCraw, her uncle-in-law, who wedded his widow to Hujalmer Kajir, who adapted his daughter to Braham the Bear. V for Wadlock, P for Shift. H for Luna the concubine.
Restant up shit honourable, the NCR
5,
A G is just a J on the Dunce Causeway.
presents to us tandem year at last at length, an automantic turqua and daco of pictorial shine by pictorial shimmer, so long as God of the Gede pictorial summer. Viridar pulvid leads a sheen, but Linza lack, Linza lot. If this happy cyclic eridor be outragiously violated by a Merlin round table turning, like Notchin mares, the zetas runned here and dirt,
1,
Talking about true bits.
with their yeggs in their muddle, like a 7 of wingless arrows, hodgepodge thump, kick and harry, I'll buy more Mrs. Blung him. Here is quick fellow, I'll say hoggle piggle longer has blung him.
2,
Barney Corral, a precedent for the protection of curiosity from children.
While the catched and dodged exarchs seems simultaneously to beam, he wins her hint, he falls to tail. The arse laddest man,
3,
A pretty score of Ruderick Rossi's harem horde for his devotion.
and the lust farce on Erodots.
4,
Look at your mad father on his bone shaker frey-wailing round Miriam Square.
Twilight pawnies and 300 darkies. Madahai, Madahai, Lugahai, Jogahoyaway. MPM brings us a rainborn Pemptomomium Aqualevant too. Quick more dogs if a bite ding bush like everything. Kexi to Estavels. Yixi to Estavels, Kiamanen Vels, Edixan Vels, Gadixan Vels, Sitisman Vels, Kursi Vels, Visi Vels, Nelsa Vels, Colin Vels, Caxi Vels, Yixi, all the accumulated caravan series to the finish of Helch Fractures.
5,
Try Asia for the asphalt body with the concrete soul and the 4 quarters of the moon behinding out of his face.
In Arthur wards, 1 from 5, 2 to 5 ones, 1 from 5s, 2 millimeters with a mil, and a half a mil, and 2 5s of bully clavers. For a survey over all the fashionable sea iris in the evening's world.
6,
Tomatoes marmalade with De Quincy's salad can be tastily served with Indiana blues on the violins.
Benomage to be comprehended, inaccessible as die by God ways. The Axemones and their postulates, for his neurals are brown, equal to
Heptagrammaton. Hypothesis of common
So,
experiences
Baghdad, after
for
those
a
initials
populace
fall
of
into that
industrial
primary
Pennsylvania.
texture, as I know and you know yourself, Baghdad, and the Arab in the ghetto knows better by knitters, nor any maid or person comic cuts and series exercises always were to be capered in Casey's frost book of page torn and dirty to be hacked at Hickey's Huxler, Wellington's Iron Bridge, and so by long last, as it would shuffle out, must he to trump a do or toast to those card in hands, you big deal missed, red McRae's and Rosa Cullinans and black pikes and soot cover. Dear hearts of my counting, would he revoke them farewell to pack numbers, and the time being no help for it, plates to lick one and turn over.
Ingenious labor
Problem you
tenacity
first.
between
Construct an
ingenuous
equiliteral
liberty.
triangle problem with its primal handstall and his soul salivarium. Concoct an equiangular triliter
1,
As Romulus and Rebus went building Rome's one day.
on the name of the tither and of the tongues and of the mathematical tripods. Bitson.
Prop and procol in the convergence of their contrapulsiveness.
Can you not do them? Asks Dolph,
2,
The Traveller.
suspecting the answer no. I can't, can you, Ninny? Asks Kev,
3,
Of the disordered visage.
expecting the answer guess.
4,
Single-barreled names for double-paralleled twigsty twins.
Nor was the Nar long disappointed, for easiest of Keshoms he was made viceways. Och, tell it to me, do Sim! Well, 'tis oil, that's lay. First mull a mugful of mud, son.
5,
Like pudging a spoon-fist of Suggans into a saucepot of chocolate.
Oh, glorious, the virtuoser prays alarum. What the davy would I take that for? That's a goose's gangster you're giving me, he is told. What the devil would you do that for?
1,
Will you walk into my wave trap? Said the spider to the shy.
Now, no royal road to Puddin. Take your moot for a first beginning, big to bog, back to buck. Any little mud which cometh out of man will do, by guess. A1, amnium instar, and to find a locus for an alp, get a hoth on her bearings as a prismy, oh. And for a second, oh, unbox your compasses. Oh, kind, but are you able? Amicably nod. Good. So let's set off between us. Prompty. Marks your destiny at a point of the coast map to be called but pronounced Alpha. There's the Isle of Mun. It's just... No hole in apple pie nodes world.
If we each could always do all we ever did.
4 Huskiska spirit spires, Dolph Dana Weidler's mega sackling of Gertstad, the Berkeley a Palpos by he to Finity Preterity.
3.
Dub in Canorian words we've made. Spit from the dock.
Cinemora dumque de intibus nasciterias descentias in lingua roman mortuorum parve churchilla leviana ostingitur sudentus in letitia super olas carnium spectantus imositum lunce under hospice secundis tente consergent humane sterpis antiquissimum flaminum amborium Jordani et rumbaptista mentibus revalvemos sapientium totum tuta fluve modum de flöre, idem quae ex axare, futurta fiore itrum inter alvium, for a futura quodlibet sese ipsum per alludpium agnosia contrarium, omnem demon amnem rebus revalibus omplicate.
4.
Basquish, Finnegan, Hungulash, and Old Ting Taggle, the only pure way to work a curse.
Recurrently often, when him moved he would kick their chair coached rebellium tending mics of his same and over his own querage at Backlane University, among of which pupil schwabs the pistro was pulled up bed and battered for $1
1.
An ounce worth of onions for a penny a wealth of sobs.
Chanting letters for them biceverse to Bruns much and blending schemes for him in troubadours and double-cressing twofold truths and devising tinkling tale words too, whilst content that another would finish his sentence for him. Georgia would smile a bit equage.
2.
Who brought us into the yellow world?
Ned he to don't say nothing would supreme and pick upon his 10 ordinary uncles, trying to undo with his teeth the knots made by his tongue, retelling himself by the mouth hour, long as his brood rail of Finnish fix about the she, how first of all and on second thoughts and the third for the chime him girl love, and furthermore and filthily with bag from Occitan with berry oxidants and proper accidents, and hope to hell it and short and find the whole damning letter, and in point of fate, when he landed in Ireland's Leinster,
3.
Because it's run on the mountain and river system.
or saved in Shoreham for the twice there came time, off Lipton Strongboard launched the Lady Eva in a tan short of shells.
4.
When all them allied sloopers was ventilated in their popos and sliding down Creek and Veek, stole snaking out to sea.
He converted its native name since young ordnance, medra heads and old unguished PT publicums through the medium of zigzags with Zossack sail to put off the Barcelonas
5.
They were plumped and plumed and jerried and citizens and racers and cinnamon-hued.
from their pecaminios corpulums, greetings, Mr. Dane, and kiss on their bodies, Master, as often as they came within bloodshot of that other familiar temple, and showed him the Celestine way to buy his chester and his flophatrick and his peri humdrum tumnum nostrums that he learned in Himbuktu.
6.
Creeping Crawley's Petery Parley, banished to his native Ireland from erring under Ryan.
And that same Gallerman cultus is very prevalent up to this windiest of land of measures all over what was before about a land of nods, in spite of all the blood, all the brame, or the brawn, or the brile that was showed, that was shat, that was shook all the while for our most hungry people, the at wicker works.
7.
Had our retrospectable fear further got much touches?
Still hold forward to their healing and
1.
That is to cite, when cleared of factions, vulgar and decimating.
by leaving the old weights down upon the Swanee, innovated by him, the Prince de Propaganda, the Chrism for the Christ Mass, the Pillar of the Parish, and the Rockwell Realty. It is veritably belied, we believe, that not all swords of a soup cans that's in the Queen's pottage post, and not all fins of grained girls that the Indus contains would over-endorse them, or pay to steeple change back once from their office worship and twice on Sundays to their ancient flash and crash habits of old Pearl's time here, beam, slud, cable.
2.
They just spirits a body away.
Orders are live wire fired Benjamin Fruitling to the Empire, sin right hand son, which Cumal, having listed carefully to the interlocking and the underlocking of her 29 shifts or his continental's curses, Pummel apostrophized bears and flammings and furnaces and bellhoisers and elderly hot. Fuck they T.A.W. sick and whole stepper sober that drop as dumb but he drops without another host of God's word aetherways in their own lineal descendants as priesthoods puddywhack
3,
Patted the padded back.
cull on
4,
Dump her, the misuse.
and as we can get along to 𝐓𝐄 talking of Nolniaks, manias and missions for mads to Scotch the slang and leather cuts for Murty Macadish, of course this has blame all in that Mediterranean world to say to blessed by Pointer the graces his private judgments.
5,
Fox him, the leggy cult.
When short to put it, Desperito, Desperato, Destrado, Despiarcho, or saving his presence for his own one friend beverage, Conasharan, but to return for a moment from the reptile's age.
6,
Do he not know that Wallets had wars? Herringman is new king. This is modern times.
To the coxswain on the first landing, page Anerifiad. If the pretty lady Elizabeth hotel this on it, she laid her batch leave for him to traverse tell love. On the Ides of Valentinos at Idleness Floods area Isolada lives lonely daughter with the comest 𝐓𝐇𝐄 of Prima Vista abroad suddenly, and beauty alone of all dare say when now uncrowned, deceptored. In what niche of time
1,
Muckross Abbey with the creepers taken off.
is she, or where in the rose world trysting that was the belle of La Chapelle, shapely Liselle, and the peck of my heart of all the tumple or on whose limbs to love her 𝐓𝐄 eyes now kindling themselves or brightening
2,
Jug and Jilt will have their tilt.
Oh, she who then 432 MP, old time to be precise, according to all three Doctors Waterburys, that was MacAuliffe and poor Macbeth and Parma Gimli to the tickle talks of the synchronisms all lossening. A time also confirmed 7 centuries later by the Cochrane medical Johnny, poor old MacDoo MacDollet with notary,
3,
Old Mamalu Joram and Rodrum.
whose presence was required by law of divine farce and the crackle of the doors. After the first compliments,
4,
Why have these puerile blondes those large flexible ears?
mid-darkest daylight gave him then the vantage of a Blenkinscop's cuddle bath at her proper midst. If she then, the then that matters, but signal, she could never have forefelt, as she yet will feel, when the love next breaks out such a cuckold tush as him, the torturer, the fireflies, the charmer, doubling back in now time.
5,
Pomeroy Roche of Portobello, or the wreck of the Ragamuffin.
By in salt water, he wish him these islands. Oh, alas, to man to miss the woods of Foglot under that chimney fair and avantry prof name Multiloshe, would it wash with the cheek white peaceful as one shall say a single professed class.
6,
No wonder Miss Dodge took to Wales and she descended from that Obloquahi.
And his washer was tub and his diaconusher's lamp blick to pure where they were honest girls to buy her in Parshuri you played. Nuncan Tuncan for Shemper, the other dual Mavernans and plurable numbers from Arklo Viklo to Lo Super Look. Come, missus, come, mams, and touch your spot price. For 'twas he was the born Sabarner man, on behalf of an old established firma of wine bankers, Lagrima and Jimity, later on his craft ebbing, invoked by the un-Irish title Grindings of Nash.
7,
The Buckley with the Rusin's hat is Potomkin, but I'm blowed if I note who the slave is doing behind the curtain.
The one and only unexpired none of St. James by lands and Cornwall, man. Ship me silver, it must have been a terrible mavro mevon to dynamite up the old Adam he used to. Such a finale, and that's flat as toots foot for A poor girl, a lonely Peggy, given the bird. So insulated as Crampton's pear tree, she shall earn bitter bed by third sweet of her face. And short wonder so many of the Tumthek and Tarry members in all their subsequious ages of our democracy tipped to console with her at her mirror table grace-windowed hut.
1.
Oh, easy.
Till the Ives of Man, the O'Neills and the O'Briens and the O'Hyans of Loughlinstown and the O'Hollowans of Steny Batter, Holy Boys Hull, Berry Ripehull Bay,
6 and 7 the league.
in Juriachi and Kickichorses and Medorn mentioned. That's not the finish of it, would it were, but to think of him fondling an Elijah the second.
3.
It's all round me hat I'll wear a drooping Dido.
Also clipped, but the best was still there, if the torso was gone. Where he did and when he did retrieve her to the last.
4.
Have you ever thought of a hitching your stern and being ordained, Maester Bootenfly? Here's me and Myrtle is twinkling to know.
Escapes my forgetfulness now, was it dust-covered gnome till you unlaps or straight on down through, for or from a foe by with his own a friend at the rectory, Vicarage Road, Bishop's Folly, Papesthorpe. After picket fences, stone walls, out in inns or uxers, for Mary of Alshood whispered here to many a learling Erling.
5.
To show they caught preferment.
And to try to analyse that Ambos pair of Breslins acquired the Raleigh and trying to marm all
6.
See the Freeman's 𝐓𝐇𝐄 by Fenella.
of that making makers bearded, but insensible virility and its gaulish moustaches damned and grawny into her limited tough kettle is Peter laps at the same slaps for toweling inns
7.
Just one big booty's pot.
in their delightful Sussex home, somehow at sea. Oh, little oily head, slopper's brow and prickled ears, as though he, a notoriety of first edition, were a regular rather nothing babe.
8.
Charles de Simples had an inferiority complex before he died a natural death.
Well, dear man, Gron yond vinctus, that is what Lemar, that of gentle breast, wrath is intaken, seems circling toward out yondest, its life that's all choked by that batch of grim rushers. Heaven help his hindmost, and mark me, if the so greatly displaced diagrams in the St. Lubbock's Day number of that most improving of round shows, Spice and West End Woman, utterly exhausted before publication, India Pepper edition shortly, or for our indices, it agains to pair like it, per my feu, and there is no use for your pastry preaching for to chase it either, or praying fresh flesh blood claspers of young Catholic throats on Huggin Green.
1.
Where Brickley of the Glass and Bellows pumped the rudge in general.
To take warning by the press past. Why? By cows. Man in shirt is how he is purely gonna immortal, and they will not do it. And you could peep inside the cerebralized saucepan of this ill-winded god for nobody. You would see in his house of thoughtsome, was you, that is, decontaminated enough to look discarnate. What a jetsam litterage of convivial of times lost or strayed, of lands derelict, and of tongues lacking too. Longa Jamshire, not only that, but search-lighting, bitched, bashed, and borstled a la mer, far ahead into futurity. Your own convolvulus picnicking capman would reel to just fancy the novo taken place of what stale words Willem were woven with and fitted fairly fleetly for so, and equally so, the creme of the whole fastion, whether your loner's lightsome or your shoulard swear mood, it is that, when as the swift-shot scaris of our pupil-teacher-shot duplex will hark back to lurk to you symbolically that, Though a day be as dense as a decade, no mouth has the might to set a mare bound to the march of a land small.
Matter of Breton and brute fierce.
In half a silb, hilf a solb, horf a salb onward.
Usmala, cried Lord Wolseley, how me anti-maggle row.
The beast of boredom, common sense, lurking gyrographically down inside his loose-eating SS collar is going a wish to you sternly how platonic love lacks twin platonic yearlings. You must, how, in undivided reality, draw the line somewhere.
Why, my as likewise with his.
Course ist? Your pardon. You make what name? And in truth, as a poor soul is between shift and shift, ere the death he has lived through becomes the life he is to die into, he had all but. He was rickets as to reasons, but the balance of his minds was stables, lost himself or himself, some somnion sofian switch had he or he got it. Murphy come, Murphy go, Murphy plant, Murphy grow, Mary Marfis, in the lazy eye of his lips. Feels Tiflin, 'twas one of those dames, o' darkest thing in the wood, the turnpike under the great elm, with Mirringstone in foreground.
Drum Condra's dream country, where the Betterleys blow.
Give it now, and Lynch, you take in all. Allow me. And having algebraical expressions out of old Sir Isaac's.
Oh, laughing Sally, are we going to be toad-haunted by that old Pentafox Sir Somebody-something, Bert, for the rest of our secret scripture?
Universal of spacious arithmetic, unsaid. A is for Anna like L is for live. And you're apt to ape, and Anna live. Dawn gives rise. Life's love. Eve takes fall. Life lives alas. And Tian, we're lost to the lost. 'Tis perfect. Now, lend your dapple guy here mine's Presbyoperian. She'll and will. We say the Copenhagen straight line AL in Fig the Forest. From being continued, stops at length there.
Ix drop pep off Carpenter's thread. The kids is in Dulce's home. Make a cake.
Mother Island there too. Allow me, Anchar. I bring down north and carry Now then, take this in. One of the most memorable lost carollers ever through his cooking class, with Olaf as Sintram and Olaf Lamtail for his spokesman, circumscripta cyclone. Louter. Whoop! As round as the calf of an egg. Oh, dear me! Now, another grand discovery! After McPherson's ocean. You've actually took it one. Quack! Why, you haven't a passer. Fantastic. Early clever, surely doomed to swift Salas the Gelhus. Match of a matchness like your big dadder and the Portable song. Gorensky Gulliver's troubles. Rocking his favourite Turkfu in the smoking precincts of ladies.
A vagrant need is a flagrant weed.
With Mary Owens and Dolly Monks seasidling to age his cropulence, and Blackrush, Kingston and Dockrell reassenting him primifers, or Papa Cocoptra.
Grand for blowing off steam when you walk up in the morning.
Abraham Bradley King. Ting, ting, ting. By his magazine full, lumps lavas and all.
At the foot of Bagnabon Banbas Day was lost on one
penny. But thunder and turf, it's not all over yet. One recalls Byzantium. The mystery repeats itself to date as our Kulbak mother Godiana that was a daughter to a Tanna.
We're all fond of our animal matter.
Used to sing, as I think now and then, continuously over her push-it-put in her queer homologous humming-bass yesterday and yesterday forever.
Throwing up the beery bursts in their buckskin shirts for
Big Captain Killycook and the jokes of Killenny.
Vanessa's Tums, and for a night of thought centures and a day. as
The
great
vegetables fell
Shakespeare
onto
puts
private
it.
property.
In effect, I remember, from the years gone by, poor little mirror of my hind, so she used indeed. When she gave me the Sunday cloth, she hung up for tit and coming and snuffed out the ghost in the candle at his old game of Hunt the Sleeper. Faithful departed. When I'm dreaming back like that, I begins to see we're only all telescopes, or the chameleon suns, like when I dreamed I was in Derry and was wakened up with a thumping thudder down. Rest in peace, but to return.
Say where? A timbrel feel of twinkle tinkle.
What a wonderful memory you have too. Wonderful murray, strarbanary, penny. Oh, bring town you and carry nothing up my sleeve. Now, springing quickenly from the woodland lush from looking with all him as her elder tetra turn a somersault. All's fair on all fars, as my instructor unstrict me. Watch, and you'll have the whole inkle. Allow. Gyro, tondo. Hoop-la-la, as umpty herum as you sit. Oh dear me, that was very nice. Very nice indeed. And makes us identical pair of accomplices. You're Alice for the const, and me for umthing with a handle to it. Now, as will presently be felt, there's two tricklesome points where our twain of doubling by circulars, mating approximately in their sweet pie and pie, Dunlop into ith the other. Lucy here. I favour you may. The double-viewed sage, none limers quatch, vide pervis actium, and I think as I'm so quiz in the lemon, stick me punctum, but for seminal rations I'd like long by Araxis to make a capital P for pride down there on the bottom.
Parsi French for the upholsterer would be delighted.
Where Hudum and Have, our monster bilker, bulked his bod of parodies, and let you go, Hermanius, and make your modest mock pie out of humbles up your end, where your exegesis will be a point of order, with a gang grunt and a cluck-click-cluck.
I'll pass out if the screw splits his strut.
And my face edge kink and kirkle trying to make kick peep.
Thargum then golligum, if you think I can, Swimford. Suck some cane.
Are you right there, Michael? Are you right? Do you think you can hold on by sitting tight? Well, of course, it's awful, Angelus. Still, I don't feel it's so danglish. I'm right here, Nickel, and I'll write. Singing the top line, why, it suits me mighty fine. But Yag hags Hogwarts and Araquinothians. It's the modest thick that was ever heard dump since Egg's mother got smothered in the plap of the pan. Now, to complete anglers, beloved Bronthean and Hustuck and Histcatch, join Alpha P and pull loose by dotties and, to be more spermatically loquacal, LP and Pell by trunkles. Allow me a line while I in cloud is spacious. The knocky done it, like Paul.
Has it a tense?
I pay in it, little bondry, and as plain as a pockstiff.
The impudence of that in girls' things.
No, aqua in bucat. I'll make you to see figuratively the home of your eternal geometer. And if you flung her headdress on her from under her highlows, you'd wheeze why Solomon's son set his seal on a hexen gun.
The shape of Doña Speranza of the nation.
Destiny of
Go
design
on,
upon
fin for fun. You spat your sour like a son of Sabernia, but let's have at it. Subtend to me now. Pisk. Outer circumstances being equalled, we carefully, if she pleads, lift by her shame him and jibot at the spitziest of her chickicant, like thousands done before since Philly's calpert, Okade, the maid's apron of our A.L.P. fearfully, till its nether nadir is vertically aware. Allow me a right to two cute winkles. Its navel's napex will have to be
Prometheus,
unbe.
or the
You
promise
must
of
approach
provision.
near mere far at his dark. Loop, and light your milk, Jeldy. And this is what you'll say.
Eagle, ogle, me with me.
Wah! Spruce. And there, redneck. For hadn't we to 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐌𝐎𝐒 pulled the punker's bill, 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐌𝐎𝐒, the living spit of dead waters.
3.
It is Sanganon's dream.
Fastness firm of Hurlberry Finn, distinct and is a plural in its your sow to the double, sexuous parts, fluent, fluviant, flutius, maiden wedge of the streams, your muddy old triagonal delta, fiho miho plain for you now, Appia Lipia Pluvaville, up the hula girls, the non-niggard spot of her safety valve, first of all usquilateral triangles, and why wouldn't she sit cross-legged like the lass that lured a tailor, the constant of fluxion, Mohammed pride of the province,
4.
And all mankind.
and when that titled ball rushes up from the Afrantic, Olaf quarrants his bet and beer.
5.
When pose the paddle and whiz we woo.
Palicum lalicum apple. This it is, and her, you see her it, which at home you see it is her. And if you could gonag better, we'd soon see some raffant scrumula river. Quicks herit foshy ending, quiff. So post that to your pape and smock it. And if you can haul up that langual pennant, mate, I've read your tunkstis message. For let it be taken that her littleness is of no magnitude, or again let it be granted that dull the laziest can be dissimulant with all respects from dull the first. Thence must any what you like in the power of Imthod be either greater than the unitate we have in one, or hence shall the victorious ready eyes of Evertus circumflexion succors never film in the ellipsities of their Jeroboch those figures which are returnally reproductive of themselves.
1.
I enjoy as good as anyone.
Which is unpassable. Corollary, the logos of some worm to that base anything, when most characteristically Mantissa minus comes to nullum in the nth.
2.
Neither a soul to be saved nor a body to be kicked.
Or so, here is naught badder than the sin of Aha with his cousin Lil, persuased and covers wised, and all that's consequence and cotangencies till perperp stops repipping him, since her rectangles are all obsession for limiting this tendency of our frivol tiny sexuaskisma
3.
The boast of the town.
to expense herself as fair as possible, paradismic paramotor in all directions on the bend of the unbridled. The infinitesimals of her facets becoming manier and manier as the caliculum of her undescribables. One has thoughts of that eternal Rome, shrinks from shirtiness to shirts.
1.
Hens bins, are we sodding we misled her?
Surely, there are trist sides to everything, but ich unafraid brings yokes to the ferd. Kid? Mother of us all!
Oh, dear me. Look at that now.
I don't know, is it your spectre or my omination, but I'm glad you mentioned it.
My lord, if that ain't just the beatenest lay I ever see.
And a superb position. Quite a coincidence. Okay, omnius collidimus, as Oliver Cromwell said when he slept over his granny mother. Kangaroo's feathers. Oh, in the name of thunder, never believing you were that bold. But you're wholly mucked and gaping up the wrong pulse.
2.
I call that a scumhead.
As if you was seeing the geist that stays vernencht. You blessed simple-top dumb fool. Where's your blasted lieutenant's lamp? You must lap wanderet down the blushing reflection below. Her trunk's not her brain box. Here were the bulky lines. You see and hear the puncture. So he done it. Look. See her good. Well.
Which?
Oh dear, that's very lovely.
We like semper-sprite Hamiltons to fellow Silvertones O'Haggans.
3.
Pure ching-chong idiotism with anyway words all in one syllable. G-H-O-I-T smells fish. That's you.
When he rolls over his arse and shows the heights of his heels. Very lovely entirely. Like a young ship playing with a siffectsy.
So analytical plausible.
And be the powers of Mull Kelly, neighbour Top Sawyer, it will be a lozenge to me all my life.
4.
The Doodles family. Hoodle doodle, fam.
More better two feller we been speak copperage. Ever thought about Guinnesses? And the regrettable Parson Rome's advice? Want to join the police?
1.
Picking on Nick again, Pikey Mikey?
You know, you were always one of the bright ones, since a foot made you an unmentionable fix. You know, you're the devil's own smart goshoon. Equal to yourself and one angel to the other. So you are, Hawks. You know, you'll be dampened. So you will, one of these infernal days. But you will be, karate.
2.
Early morning, Sir Dav Stevens, said the first gentleman in Joriops.
Sick us a sock with some sediment in it for the sake of our darning wives.
Premonitor
Whereupon get that when he stopped look time, he stopped long ground. Who here hurry, he would have ever the lost word. With a sweet me I ear Marie to read from the Jacobs.
3.
Bag, block cheap, have you any will?
And a shy pull for tooth's sake of his arm jaws at the slight page of de very Forster would and could candy kissing P. Kevin to fresh up the rinnerong and to it by heart. Leo, I read such a Spanish escribebes all your microscopes. Want to nibble ravenous tenariously is mum to me in bewilderment of his chipper truther for, while that other by the help of his creative mind offered to deliberate the mass from the booty of fight our same, with the help of the bounty of food sought to deliberate the mess from his corruptive mund. With his movety cuffs unconsciously graphicking with his sinister cyclopes after trichomes and spiders wobbles pursuing their roving Hamilton selves and Godolphing and Fairlove to see around the west of Nolan's brown Jesus.
4.
What a lubberly wide elephant for the men in the straits.
Thur him no quartos. Till that on him pouring sweat, the jugular's veins quench his quill. In his napier scrag stood out birthright Tomcum Totrops. Spray him, colour blood liquor. Where's Dr. Brass in ours? Is where it was in his priesterit. Oh, he must suffer from this misbelieving fish maker to his non-credible fancy flame.
1.
And she had to seek a pond apiece to salve her suitorkins. Sued.
Ask for Boston, late for mass, pray for blah blah black sheep. Sure you could write any pipa passage, a bit as fine as that multi-lashy earwig yourself, Mick. Knock the muddy knickers.
2.
Excuse their Christian brothers Irish.
Christ's Church versus Belial, dear, and he went on to scribble, gentleman born, milady bred, he would pin for her, he would pine for her.
3.
When she tripped against the briary bush, he perfused her all over with curtsy flowers.
How he would put upon fun for all.
4.
A nasty little disagreeable game.
With his frolicky frowner saw and his glumsome grinner other saw. And how are you, Wacky?
5.
Dear old Erasmus, very glad you are going to Penmark. Right to the corner. Granny Grant.
My animal, he's sorrowful. And trieste et I my liver. Se non è verso son trovatore. Oh, Jerry, he was so hairy at all. He was sad fellow, stay fell. He was Mr. Mysterion, like a curate out of Pinchade with a government job. All Monday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, till the fear of the law. Look at this twitches. He was kiss floored on his plankcraft of shittum wood. Look at him. Sink deep or touch not the Cartesian spring. Want more ashes, Griper? How dismal he was lying low on his raw side, laying siege to Goblin Castle. And besides that, how hyena's meal he was laying him long on his laugh side, lying sack to crook partridge. Be thou wars Rolloff's intestines, quoths the Bhagavat Biscop Leech. Anna opes tipo sun ear, if you could me lend till my Pascal's Kundal Sahib, and the price of a plate of poultice. Punked. With best apologies and very many thanks to self for all the clericals, and again begs guerdon for Mr. Pissing on your beneficence. Well, wiggy wagtail, and how are you, Yaggy? With a capital T for thirst. From here Bouvard to dear Picochet, blood.
When the answerer is a layman.
Now, peel your eyes, my gens, and brush your satin hat. Me elementator Joyclid, son of a butt. She is mine, Joe Lord Jury.
1.
I loved to see the Macbeth's jerseys necking spots of the plump Duff's pants.
Bisgibbering Jaegers, sweet tart of Whitney's archway. Watch him, having caught at the bifurcating Kellamum in his borselos, the one like underwarp he had ever funnet without difficulty. The Abalesquivik, signing away in happy next complete, exquisite game of inspiration. I always adored your hand, so could I too, and without the scrope of a pin. Or for oral, key for crib, ulke and a lunge ad lib. Can you write us a last line? From Smith John's Orbison. Entreatedly in years, Gireal Impelop, and I Roman. Hope you be
2.
If you're Finch, you're all and moe. Forfeners, forftes, forth now. Frit Willings and forget of nuts.
und always my toots to fall there at bare feet. Hurry as warmer rose, 2 dies of 1 rafflement. Ich biniac. Outstamp and distribute him at the expense of his society. To be continued. Anon.
All square and according to Cocker.
And thank you. All the characters
3.
Gag his tubes yourself.
in the dream. This is how San Holy Poly pulls. And this, Pardonsky, is the way Romeo Polopoleeps.
1.
He, angel that I thought him, and he not able to spiel Eliotripes, Mr. Telebly Devil Cult.
Pause the pin, man. Where me does. Why, oh, Mr. Veletooth first show me how. 4th power to her Ilpug. Bald strokes for your life. This is steel, this is bark, this is style, this is sweep, this is wells, this is psaw, this is dublin trails.
2.
When the dander rattles, how the peacocks prance.
This is brave Danny weeping his spatch for the paupers. This is cool Connolly wiping his hearth with brave Danny. And this, regard, how cholish is skewed, purpura pernelicus, between brave Danny boy and the Connolly. Oh, punish Adam! Top spoken hath l'arte macore. Erico bra. Prof!
3.
The brownest de brown, brown of Castlehack Nolan.
Trough blowers.
And Kev was wrathed with his pother.
Fig and thistle plot a pig and whistle.
But that Jacob be failing again for forbidden fruit, and my charges, Kevy too, he just loves his puppedoms, I judge. After all his autocratic writings of parables of familiar curbs and middled muddlingisms, the ferochof culture it citron wouldn't one able rid of the triperforator our rat. Blast through his pergamon, hit him where he lived, and do for the blasted self-trials what I think smarter, like it done for a many another unpious of the hereditary quandary firstings, till at length you one bloody bragger by mercy stroke he measured his earth anyway, could not but reckon in his other spotters cadder way out Frankson, to be plain, he fight him all time 2 feller longer kill dead finished bloody face blong yo was misocan. Whence one's one, rip.
1.
Bye-bye, Bing Bang boys. See you Nutcracker Sunday.
And his counting hands rose.
With Ebenezer.
For Melissa, love's death how simple.
In pigs.
Slotting spine.
2.
Chin Chin Chaldeman, Chap Top Chap.
You can
Favours
risk
supersede
merciful
himself.
comfort.
Thanks
It's my
ever
2
so much, Pint-carried. I can't say if it's the way to strike me to the quick or that red mass I was looking at, but at the present momentum, potential as I am, I'm seeing rainbowish rings round me. Honours to you, and may you be commended for our exhibitiveness. I'd love to take you for a bugaboo ride and play fun for all if you'd only sit and be the ballasted bottle in the porker barrel. You will deserve a roly-poly as long as from here to tomorrow. And to hell with them drift bombs and bottom trailers. If my melee was bag enough, I'd send you a Toxis. By Saxon Chromaticus, you done that lovely for me, didn't he now, Norbelena? Tiny mite, she stood out worse, with her listening in Quafier, her dream of insolence day last, and the glorifiers of being presented maid to majesty.
3.
Wipe your glosses with what you know.
And less is the pity, for she isn't the lollipops she easily might be if she had, for a sample, Virginia's air of achievement. That might keep her
Catastrophe
from
and
throwing
innovation.
delf.
4.
If I'd more in the cups that peeves thee, you could cracksmith your rose terrains.
As I was saying, while retorting thanks, you make me a reborn of the cards. We're Uffle's boys and boys.
5.
Alls sings and Alls howls.
For I flicked up all the crumbs as they've crumbled from your table, singing Gloria Laloserum. Cook it out, here goes a sum. So read we in most book, it tells, he profits most who bilks the best.
Come see compete the 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐌𝐎𝐒𝐓
And the celebrated signature of yours have spent all my hesitancy. Hard away, funny theme, ship shop. Pleading God, it is the least of things I and shy. Imagine it, my deep, dirty dullard. It is ours giving, not more. I'm only out for celebrating over the guilt of the gap in your hesitancy. You are 100,000 times welcome, old word sampler, albeit you're just about as culpable as my woeful merger would be. In effect, I could engage in an argument over you till you were publicly, royally, tubally, Prussic blue in the shirt after.
1.
From 3 shillings, a blue dice sacrifice.
Triumphante de bestia. And if you're not your bloater's kipper, may I never curse again on that pint I took of Jameson's. Old Keen now, your rod hood and sinker, old Jubilee Keen. Bit his hair, mine lober. Where is it that Quinn but is knotted knot, but what you that are my popular emphasis were born with a silver arm up your sleeve. Thou in shanty, thou in scanty shanty, thou in slanty scanty shanty! Bide in your hush, do. The law does not allow you to shout. I plant my pinstock in your postern china pot. Ave. And let it be to our remembrance, Vale, O vocation of maiding waters.
2.
Not guilty, but the manager was.
For old Lang Salvestein, I defend you to champ my scullion's praises. To book alone belongs the lobe, for masters made.
3.
Gig lamps, soapy geyser, the smell, and Gorimac gusty.
Will mark tomorrow, when we are making pilgrimage to Wabokerin, with staff, and blessed wallet, and our aureoles round our neck and crops. Whereas and when heavy Shusker Daddy, parent who offers sweetmeats, will gift uns his noblest surprise. With this laudable purpose in loud ability, let us be engulfed. Betwixt me and the Hong Kong item, Miss Pa Inns.
Into the cop and how.
But all the dial are they dawdling over the mugs and the grubs? Orca impostolopulus.
1.
The divvy wants that babbling brook. Dear Auntie Emma eats.
Steady, Strutiafamas. Many, Mando Cabamas.
2.
Strike the day off, the nightcap's on nigh. Gone.
We've had our day at Thrive and Quad and writ our bit as intermediates. Art, literature, politics, economy, chemistry, humanity, and etc. Duty, the daughter of discipline, the great fire to the South City markets, belief in giants and the banshee, a place for everything and everything in its place. Is the pen mightier than the sword? A successful career in the civil service.
3.
RC, disengaged. Good character, would help. No salary.
The voice of nature in the forest.
4.
Where Lily is a lady found in the nettle rash.
Your favorite hero or heroine on the benefits of recreation.
5.
Booba bibi bambuli, I can do as I like with what's me own. Nyam nyam.
If standing stones could speak, devotion to the feast of the indulgence of Perchinculla, the Dublin Metropolitan Police sports at Bullsbridge, describe in homely Anglian monosyllables the wreck of the Hesperus.
6.
Able seaman's caution.
What morals, if any, can be drawn from Diarmid and Grania?
7.
Rarely equal and distinct in all things.
Do you approve of our existing parliamentary system? The uses and abuses of insects? A visit to Guinness's brewery? Clubs? Advantages of the penny post? When is a pun not a pun? Is the co-education of animus and anima wholly desirable?
1.
Jests and the beanstalk with a little rude hiding rod.
What happened at Clontarf since our brother Jonathan signed the pledge or the meditations of 2 young spinsters?
2.
Wary like the whaled prophet in a spookery.
Why we all
Abraham.
love our little Lord Mayor. Hinkler's
Leicester.
Circus Entertainment.
Cincinnati.
Unthrift.
3.
What sins is Pim Money sends Paris?
The
Leonidas.
Kettle Griffith Moynihan scheme for a new electricity supply, travelling in the
Jacob.
olden times.
4.
I've lost the place. Where was I?
American
Theocrates.
lake poetry, the strangest
Joseph.
dream that was ever half dreamt.
5.
Something happened that time I was asleep. Torn letters, or was there snow?
Thaddeus.
Circumspection, our allies the hills,
Samson.
our parnellets just towards Henry Tudor. Tell a friend in a
Aesop.
chatty letter the fable of the grasshopper and the ant.
6.
Nick for his pain, Nick in his past.
Santa Claus, the
Prometheus.
shame of slumdom,
Lot.
the Roman
Pompeius
pontiffs and
Magnus.
the Orthodox churches.
7.
He has Toglia Resti in Brodo all over his agrammatical parts of face, and as for that hippofox fees, unlucky number, late for the christening.
The 30-hour week, compare the fistic styles of Jimmy Wilde and
Pastor
Jack
Pollux.
Sharkey. How to understand the
Dionysus.
deaf. Should ladies learn music or
Sappho.
mathematics? Glory be to St. Patrick.
Moses.
What is to be found in a
Job.
dust heap? The value of circumstantial
Catalina.
evidence. Should
Cadmus.
spelling? Outcasts
Ezekiel.
in India.
Solomon.
Collecting pewter.
Philistocles.
Hill.
8.
Monsieur? Monsieur? You, Monsieur? Nenny no, Monsieur.
Proper and regular diet. Necessity
Vitellius.
4.
9.
Here we hit the hay, brothers. Let's have that response to prayer.
If you do
Darius.
it, do it now. Delays are dangerous. Vite, vite! Gobble an, tease, set, shisheniach. Mux Schönle will be in a split second per the chancellery of his exchequer.
Mama, look, your beef tastes fizzing over.
1,
Pentocracy.
Do.
Bimutualism.
Three.
Interchangeability.
Car.
Naturality. Superfetation.
1.
Kisses for Antichirist, and the free of my hand to him.
Cybermobilism. Periodicity. Consummation. Interpenetrativeness. Predicament.
2.
And gags for school, and crossbuns, and whoops, he'll enjoy himself over our drawings on the line.
Balance of the factual by the theoretic books and cooks amalgamated.
Their feed begins.
Night letter.
With our best Yuletide greetings to Pep and Memmy and the old fuckers below and Piant, wishing them all very merry incarnations in this land of the levy and plenty of preposterousness through their coming new yonks. From Jake, Jack, and little Shoshoshi. The babes that mean to.